plus years old.
Mhm. I always just had
And then those feelings stopped when moving into
a
a
new build.
brand new house.
Yeah.
And when so as you may know, but just for context, that street I lived on, because it was due to be knocked down for new houses to be built, when people moved out, no one new moved back in.
Yeah.
And that started maybe when I was like 5. So from the age of 5, the street just gradually got emptier. And obviously they couldn't knock the houses down without knocking an entire row down. Or, to be honest, they still couldn't do it anyway because they were that close. But also because they were connected lengthways too.
Yeah.
Like terraced houses, as we
We
call
share
them.
walls here.
So I went in a lot of those houses when they were empty. Um,
I think we're off the air.
nope.
It says that we're not on. It says create. Yeah, it says offline.
No, I'm seeing it here.
Hmm. I don't know, Mom. Are we still online?
I've just watched myself do that to you. So
Okay.
yeah, we're still online. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what problem you might be having on your phone right now.
I have no idea. Very strange.
The only thing I can see on our stream is that it failed to determine the content classification, aka I think like a content rating. It does
Okay.
say we've only got one viewer, and I think that's
That's my mom.
currently. No, I
Yeah.
think that's me because I've got it open.
I'm pretty sure my mom's watching too.
I don't know whether something happened to the stream temporarily and it like disconnected. You might need to ask her if she can still see it. But we're still live right now. Like this will be on the recording, and if
Oh, okay.
anyone's in here right now, they'll see us.
Yeah, they'll see us
Yeah,
with tech problems.
I don't think we had any.
She said nope.
Tell her to refresh the page because I can see it on my phone, and I'm not logged into our account. I'm logged into my personal account. I've just said test, and it's just come up on our stream up there. See? That's me.
Hmm. Yeah, she says back. Okay, cool. Yeah, tech difficulties somewhere. I don't know where it ended, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's strange. I don't know. Oh well.
Now it doesn't seem to be up for me.
Oh,
Yeah. And it saved a past broadcast that was 37 minutes long. And then 3 minutes long.
yeah. There it goes.
It's back up.
Yeah, but it only says for 4 minutes and 20 seconds, so something did go.
It did say 40 minutes total for me before.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just
Who
gonna.
knows?
Huh.
Who knows?
Watch, it's our spooky thing, and we're talking about
Yeah.
ghosts. We're talking about ghosts, and something's happening. Yeah.
Kind of lost where we were.
I have no idea.
Sort of totally derailed us.
Yeah, well. But yeah, I always just had the weird like inclination of like when I walked into somewhere that something felt wrong, something
Mm-hmm.
felt off. Granny's house was haunted. You could
Mm.
tell. She had a music room, and yeah, it just gave you this eerie feeling. Like you could see the music room. Her house was really strange. You could see, like, it was like a L shape. So you could either get into the hallway from the living room this way, or there was a doorway right here from the kitchen. So it kind of met, and like right
Yeah.
here was the music room. You could see from the kitchen like the music room, and it was just like.
I
But
think aside from feelings, my only ever, and I don't even know if you'd call it spiritual because it's not to do with spirits, but my only thing has been like deja vu,
oh,
but not just a feeling with that, but like actual mental images.
my mom says we keep dropping.
Nothing's happening on this side, so it must be a Twitch problem, babe.
Yeah.
Like, if this was failing to stream, it would have told us.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's totally fine on this side. It says we've been live for 44 minutes within the software. So, maybe something's wrong with Twitch. I've lost my train of thought again. I was going to tell a
Lord
story.
knows what it is. All
Yeah, I was
knows
going to
that
tell
your
a story and
mouse
I've got
is
no
like
idea.
drifting. What did it say?
Hmm?
My mom put something I can't.
Oh, it's
Oh,
just said
y'all
that it
keep
keeps
dropping.
dropping.
Yeah. Our internet's fine.
My phone says we've been live the last 7 minutes.
Yeah, mine says 7 minutes too. So check your internet, mom. Your internet's been the one that's weird.
Yeah, there's only been one big cut off, I think. So yeah, I've totally forgot what story I was gonna tell. What was I saying?
You're talking about deja vu.
Oh, so I do actually have two stories. One, um, one I can't fully remember anymore. I just remember the feeling, and it was on a school trip when I was like 9 or something. Um, and we went to stay in this like big old house, and there was like
Everywhere here is big old houses.
no, it was huge though,
Yeah.
like huge, um, and in one of like the reception rooms, the moment I stepped in there, I was like, I've been here before,
Yeah.
and I can't again, sadly, with this one I can't remember what it was, but there was something about the room where I was with someone and we'd only just entered the room for the first time. We'd only just arrived there, and I could feel like there was something in the room.
Yeah.
And again, sadly, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, so there's this thing over here. So let's walk over here and see if there is, because I've just had this really weird feeling. We walked over and there was. The one thing where I can actually remember it, is I was on like a ship that had been sort of like, I think it's in New Brighton,
Yeah.
and they dock it there, and you can just go on it and walk around, and there's a few historical things on it. And we were down like in the ship, um, and I started having really weird deja vu feelings, and I was like, "There's a TV in that room over there. There's no noise. It wasn't playing something." I
Yeah.
was like, "There's a TV in that room over there." And sure enough, we go over there, and it wasn't just like, oh, there's a screen on the wall that was used as part of like the boat's navigation, and I've made some really easy call. No, there was a full-on TV sat on like a dolly to be like wheeled around.
Yeah.
First time I had ever been on this ship. I had no idea what those ships were like. we were at we'd just come down the stairs at the start of this big long corridor. There were maybe 8 rooms down there, and I pointed in a direction and said, "There's a TV in there." And we went in there, and there was.
Yeah.
And it was just because I had a really weird mental image, not only a deja vu feeling, but I actually had like a mental image.
Yeah, I've had quite a few deja vu feelings. Like, um, my mom has this thing of like,
I think your mum said her internet's fine.
yeah,
It
um,
it must be Twitch.
Twitch, yeah.
Yeah.
But my mom has the whole like gut feeling thing.
Mm.
She's got the, I feel like something's happening. Something bad's happening. And then usually when she feels like that something is happening and she's calling everybody trying to make sure that we're all okay, that nothing's happened to us. Mine was always being able to walk into a room and be like, there is something in here and it is staring at me.
Mm.
And my feeling was always like, I feel like I was being weighted. Like this big just weight. Um and it would just make me feel really awkward. Kind of not really know how to move or where to go or like what to say. Um or like even if I should be there kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's how Macy's room in the end of the hall made me feel. I didn't like going in Macy's room unless she was in there. And she at that time she was hardly ever in there.
Mm.
But even now, if Macy is not in her room,
You don't go in there.
no. Even if there's nothing in there anymore, if for some reason it's gone or whatever, I guess it's just that whole feeling of like I'm traumatized.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I refuse to go in her room. But when she's not there,
Yeah.
or my mom is not in her room right across the hall from her room,
Mm-hmm.
if somebody is not there with me, I will not go there.
You just don't want to be around that part of the house by yourself.
And I even still to this day, when I need to go to the bathroom in my mom's house, I will turn the hall light on, turn it on instantly. It's a thing. Even when I didn't live there, and I would come over to visit, flick the hall light on.
Yeah.
And here's my dad sitting on the chair. Why do you still flick that hall light on? Because I am traumatized. Old man, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you got spared quite a bit. My dad never really had any experiences in that house.
Mm.
But my mom had some. Macy had quite a few. I had quite a few. And then even Jazz. Jazz was a quiet dog that just chilled and didn't want nobody to bother him, unless he just wanted pets.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he hardly ever barked. There was one time late at night that he got up so fast and he ran to the end of the hall down by the living room and he turned around, did a whole 180 and just would not stop. Just barking. So that was really strange for Jazz because he never did that.
Yeah.
Ever. Even when we let him outside and he could hear other dogs barking or he would see, a bird or what. Now the squirrels, yes, the dog would bark and he would take off like a rocket. But if we just let him outside and he heard other dogs barking, he saw a car, the mailman, whatever, nothing, never barked. And then he did that one time, freaked us all out. We were like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there was just something eerie about my mom's house for a long time. And sometimes I still get the strange feeling every now and then that I'm just like, someone's watching me. And I don't know if it's because I'm traumatized, because there was something watching us for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
or if there is something still watching us. My mom swears it was me. She swears it was me, that I like carried this thing around with me or something, that I caused her house to be haunted. Because PTSD.
Oh.
It was PTSD straight up. I'm terrified. But yeah, my mom swears that I carried around this thing or something. But our house in Rydell Street was haunted. That place was haunted. It was.
So that's what I mean by like I never saw anything, but I had those same unsettled feelings
Yeah.
that I had in the house I grew up in, and in almost all, because that was the thing as well. In all, like in those houses I went into when they were empty, I didn't get that feeling in all of them. It was only in some of them, and our house definitely, like our house that we were
It
renting,
I would, even
definitely
though
had that
we had
feeling.
to move downstairs because of the mold problem upstairs, I had somewhat of a relief.
Mhm. Because
I
it was upstairs that
It
like
was.
it was
There was
upstairs.
something up there.
Yeah,
I Every time I had to go to the bathroom, I was terrified. I was just You would go to the bathroom with me.
yeah.
We
I'd come
would
sit at the top of the stairs.
I would sit with him while you bathed. You would sit with me while I showered, and we would sit with each other if we were. My mom said I had bad
You
juju.
did. You have bad juju.
I don't
Yeah.
have bad juju. I'm just sensitive. But yeah, and then I would sit with you if you needed to go to the bathroom. You would sit with me because
Yeah.
it was just creepy
It
up
was.
there. Something was up there, and it got creepier too when I had to turn the lights off if the landing light wasn't on the stairs,
Mhm.
and I had to like turn the light off like on the ground, on the first floor, to us the first floor to the ground floor. If I had to turn it off and everything got dark, it was creepy.
Yeah. I feel like as well though, it was concentrated in the London and our bedroom
Yeah.
because I never really felt it in the office.
I never really felt it in your office either.
Yeah.
I felt it was just a difference. It was such a huge the moment I crossed the threshold into your office, it was like nothing. Nothing.
And that's the thing. When I sat in there with the door closed, it was fine.
It was almost like a barrier.
But when I got off the phone and I would come and open the door so that if you were in and about the house, you would see me.
Yeah.
Just being able to see the landing out the corner of my eye was like a skin crawling kind of feeling.
Something was up there, and I
Yeah,
hated it. It was not for me.
yeah.
I I just felt completely wrong. Like when I needed to go to the bathroom upstairs,
Mhm.
a lot of the time, unless I just couldn't hold it anymore, a lot of the times I could hear you upstairs if I was sitting in the kitchen, because from where the kitchen was, your office was right above the table where I sat.
Yeah.
So I would hear you on the phone, and I would hear you stop talking, like, get off the phone. And I'd be like, okay, he's free. I can go to the bathroom in case anything happens to me. He's not off the phone and being like, hold on, this is an emergency. I have to go. Let me put you on hold. like, so, yeah, I would sometimes wait for you to get off the phone so I could get up and go to the bathroom. I refused to go into the bedroom while you were at work. I did not want to even. That was the thing, is that sometimes I wanted to lay in my bed and go to sleep, and I couldn't because you were at work, and I felt like if I was in the room, something was looking at me. Obviously, it's a problem when you go to the bathroom. yeah, maybe the ghost is just trying to see my goodies. Is that what it is? Just like, I'm violated.
No, because I definitely felt it in our bedroom. Sometimes while we were both there, but very heavily while you were gone.
Yeah.
Like, I felt a deep sense of discomfort in that bedroom the
Yeah.
entire time I was there by myself.
I refuse to have the door or the door open
Oh, I couldn't. Being it,
anywhere.
see, it's strange because I actually feel like while it affected the bedroom, it was heavily concentrated on the landing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I
and
felt
where
like
our bed was by that window for the longest time, if I sat on the bed and I could see the landing, It was like all the hairs on my arm would stick up,
Nope.
chills down my
Couldn't do
spine.
it.
Yeah.
I remember being so scared of the landing that when we would go to bed at night, our switch for the landing light was on the outside of the door. I would shut the door
As
almost
much
completely,
as you could.
just enough for me to be able to reach my hand out, flick it real quick, shut the door. I mean, like, I don't think I ever moved as quick as I did when it came to that. Just.
Just the feeling that the moment you flick the light, something grabs your
Ooh.
wrist.
Mm.
I can laugh about it now, but the only reason I'm saying that is because I had that exact feeling
Yes.
every time I turn the light off.
Hey, Amber. Um, yeah,
Is that someone you know?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's Amber. Yeah, so I had that. I like even when I was downstairs and we had that door
Hmm.
to the living room, I refused to have that door open.
Yeah.
I would shut the door because it would be a barrier between me and the stairs and the landing.
Yeah.
Like that whole strip, the stairs and the landing. And if the door was open to our bedroom, that was it.
Yeah.
There was
No.
something there. It was looking at me. It was creepy. Mm-mm. And we would get this faint smell of curry
Yeah, there really was.
throughout the house. Like, and it
And
was
neither
every
of our
day.
neighbours cooked that kind of stuff.
Yeah, none of our neighbors cooked curry, and plus it's not even that strong to smell in our house. Like you couldn't smell curry from like the neighbor like behind you just couldn't do it.
No, I mean neither on either side of us.
Yeah, I know.
Because I do have a bit of an anecdote that, like, one of my friends in college, there was, like, some lovely Indian family who lived next door,
Yeah.
and they'd make curry multiple times a week, and he would constantly smell it. And apparently he just felt cheeky one day and walked over and said, "Do you mind if I try some?" So they started actually making him a portion every time they made it. Um, so it's theoretically possible that if a neighbour was cooking curry, we would smell it, but neither of our neighbours did.
And it was an everyday thing.
Yeah,
Every day.
yeah.
You could just like it would smell perfectly normal, and then all of a sudden you would just get this waft
And
of
it wasn't even
curry.
necessarily always the same time either,
Mm-mm.
or even during the day. Like, sometimes it could be like fucking, pardon the language, but like 2 a.m.
Yeah. If we were still up playing video games or something
Yeah,
at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because it was a weekend, we just get a waft curry. But it was sudden. It wasn't like if somebody was cooking it
it wasn't a
and you
lingering
would
thing.
smell it for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would just hit you,
just real
and
quick,
then 5 seconds later it's
gone.
gone. Yeah.
And then we discovered the basement.
Yeah,
I hated the cubby. I hated the cubby under the stairs. I did. It just felt weird. Like it was almost like that whole piece of the house. Anything that had to do with the stairs. Stairs, landing,
hmm,
cubby under the stairs. Just felt strange. And yeah, I did not want a house that had a basement, and
yeah.
we had one, but it was boarded up. We couldn't see it. Like
Well,
we didn't even know if it was still there
we
until like right before
thought
we left.
we thought it was at least mostly sealed,
Yeah,
and it turns out it was barely sealed.
yeah.
Like,
They had just leaned
there
a
was
board.
a plank of wood covering a hole in a wall,
Yeah.
and then on the other side it was like just some planks and maybe the thinnest layer of, like, not even like concrete but like plaster
Yeah.
that's been put on top of it.
And then you could just see where it kind of.
Yeah, yeah,
They obviously did something to build the stairs up, like because it was flat.
yeah.
And the house that, like, the house we had, because we looked at another house at, like, we were getting ready to move from this one,
Hmm.
that I was doing something with the taxi. I think she couldn't take cards, so we needed to go down.
You had to go find a cash
Yeah, and
machine
then I
with the
came in
taxi
the
driver.
house and I was like, Connor, and he was like, come look at this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, what is it? And he
The
like
most
I
unsettling thing though, before you tell the rest, I just have to say there was a lock on the basement door,
Yes.
and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he was like, "Come look at this," and I'm like, "What did he find? Like, is there something wrong with the house? Like, is it like falling apart or whatever?"
Mhm.
And when you came to the back of the stairs, you saw the door, and I'm like, "It's a cubby," like ours was, and he
No.
just opened it,
Yeah.
and you could see it. It was like pitch black. Like you could see like two steps in this
Yeah.
huge long and then it was just pitch black darkness, and I'm like, nope, nope, we're not this house,
And I want to say as well
not this house.
so saying, oh, there's a lock on a basement might not be that unsettling, but it wasn't like, it's not like it was a key lock or something
It was
like
a
that.
padlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like one of those fold over padlocks, where it had like the loop on the door and then like
Yeah.
that flat piece.
But there was on top of that
like
though
a
as well.
shed.
On top of that though, there was a bolt
Yeah,
that
bolt.
didn't work properly. See, so
What were they keeping in the basement?
so like, well, you could excuse a padlock or a key lock, because okay, you might not want your visitors to go fucking open that door and accidentally fall down the stairs and injure
Yeah, because you
themselves.
literally couldn't see anything.
But what good does a bolt do unless it's to keep something in the basement? Yeah.
So I'm like,
And the bolt wasn't on the basement side, like you could shut yourself down there. It was on the house side, like you are keeping something down there.
it was a no for me, dog.
Yeah, it was
As
very
soon as we
unsettling.
saw the basement, it was
It's a shame
no.
though, because they had a really nice fitted kitchen and like
They
the
expanded the
fridge
bathroom.
freezer, but the fridge freezer was built into the
Yeah,
cabinets. It was lovely.
yeah, and
But
that was
in that kitchen was the door to go down into the creepy basement.
yeah, and they extended out the bathroom and everything. It was really pretty and everything, but it was just a no. Something was out with the basement. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either they were running a green farm and they just didn't want any kids to get in there because the bolt was kind of a little bit further up, or there was something in the basement they were keeping in there,
Yeah.
and it was creepy. So yeah, I know we got a little off topic, but we're 6 minutes over.
Ah.
Yeah, we got a little bit off topic. We talked about the Amityville as much as we could. There's
Mhm.
not much really about it. Everybody's kind of seen the movies. Everybody knows the story. It was a big story in America for a long time. Um, so yeah, I think we were productive with the creepy ghost story. Yeah, because it's not just like some random ghost story you find on the internet and try to scare your friends with. It was like some real stuff that like happened. And I still can't get over Rydell Street. I'm like, I feel bad for those people who ever lived
Yeah.
there. not
And
not just because it was like a crap house.
I was about to say, not just because it was in massive disrepair.
Yeah, not that. And when we went to, by the way, when we went to look at it, it was to us. It didn't look like it was in disrepair. It looked like a nice house. We didn't just go like, we can afford it. This is the house we're gonna get. Like whatever. We thought it was a nice
It wasn't
house.
even a like, oh, we can afford it, because this place is cheaper and nicer.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we didn't think he was in disrepair. We got there, and then a whole bunch of started breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it was maybe within a week we were both like,
wasn't even in a week. It was like 4 days later that breaker went.
no, I don't mean the disrepair. I mean it was like a week maybe, and then we were both like, I think I can't remember who brought it up first.
I did.
But yeah, it was like
I was a
the
joke.
landing's really uncomfortable.
I made it as a joke. I made a
Yeah.
joke about it.
Because the thing to say is, and again, I know we're going further off topic and going over, but we can go over a bit. We missed like 10 minutes because of the network issues, whatever was happening there. But for the first like week or it was almost like 2 weeks after we moved in, we were sleeping downstairs anyway
Yeah.
because we had no furniture.
Yeah.
Shout out to really awkward people for the reason why we had no furniture. But Yeah. But yeah, no furniture, so we were sleeping downstairs, on like a really horrible hard floor. So the only reason we had to go upstairs is for me to take a bath every few days, you taking your shower every day, and then go in the bathroom. And at that point, because we were by ourselves in a new house, not out of fear or anything, you were going for a shower, I was sitting with you. I was going for a bath, you were sitting with me because we hadn't had any real long time alone, just us, before we went from multiple situations where we were with people.
Mhm.
But we were going to the bathroom by ourselves.
I started feeling really weird about Rydell Street when I was cleaning upstairs.
Mm,
Because I'm that person that when I move in somewhere, I don't really care if they cleaned it or not. I will go and clean it again.
hmm
So I I was upstairs and I was vacuuming our bedroom by myself. You were downstairs doing something,
yeah.
and I started feeling strange. I felt like if I didn't look at the landing and watch it, that something was watching me. If I
That
like
is the same feeling I had the whole time I was there.
if I was like facing the corner or facing the window or whatever, like vacuuming or like cleaning the windowsill, I felt like
It's a
something
very
was standing behind me
vulnerable
watching
feeling.
me.
Yeah.
And even if I was upstairs and I closed the bedroom door,
hmm
if you were not with me, I felt that way.
Yeah.
Even if I closed the door.
That's what I meant. So when we were there together and we were sleeping in the bedroom, it was okay as long as the door was shut. But that was it like a month I spent there, or was it more like 3 weeks? Because we tried to get you back quite fast the first time. How long actually was it that I was there by myself?
You were there by yourself about a month and a week
Okay.
because I left on the
Yeah.
7th and I came back. No, it was about a month and a half because I came back on Christmas Day.
So that whole time I was there by myself,
Yeah.
every single night I
I
had
even
that
got
feeling.
I got worried to the point when you were on the show sleeping at night that I would roll over when I had woken up or I needed to go to the bathroom and I would see something in there on the
Yeah.
screen. Cuz I just it was just
Not
creepy.
just the cold, but like I had to, it wasn't just the cold that I had all those layers as well. It was freezing. But then when I started to warm up, I would end up keeping the layers on because it made me feel a bit safer.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where, like, with all the layers, all of them were tucked in as well. So I was like, I don't want to feel like a hand coming under from like the bottom of the bed or something like
That's what
that.
made me feel better as a
Yeah,
teenager too. Like when I was in my mom's house is that I tucked up in my blanket.
but
I
I
constantly slept with my blanket over my head.
had not ever done that since the house I grew up in.
Yeah.
I had never had to
Something
sleep
was
like that.
wrong.
I never had to tuck blankets. When I in the house I grew up in, there was a period of time where I was about um maybe like 7, where I did used to sleep with a blanket over my head. You
Yeah.
know the green blanket I've got.
Mhm.
I used to sleep with a blue one
Blue one.
instead because they're hospital blankets.
Yeah.
Um, because they've got holes in. I used to sleep with it over my head
Mhm.
because I could still, I wouldn't get paranoid that I was going to suffocate in my sleep,
I just
but it
slept.
made me feel more protected.
I slept with my blanket over my head and
But
on top
over a
of my
fan,
fan.
yeah.
Yep.
I didn't have a fan when I was a kid though, because I didn't need one because it was a cold house.
Yeah, there was just something
But
wrong with there was something wrong with Rydell Street,
yeah,
and
I
you
had
could feel
not
it.
felt like that in a house I was sleeping in
But I did feel
since I was a
relief.
kid.
I felt relief when we moved downstairs.
Yeah,
Like it
it,
sucked that we didn't have a bedroom anymore and that we didn't have a
I
spare.
feel like had either one of us been in the house, even downstairs alone, though, we might have still felt a little bit.
Oh, I did when I was downstairs and you were up when we were separated. You were up and I was down. I
Yeah,
would shut that door to the landing because I felt like something was just there.
yeah.
It was just the stairs, the landing, the cubby,
Or I feel like the two of us being downstairs together was enough to overcome
Yeah,
whatever it was.
it
Like
was kind
maybe
of
it
that
didn't
thing of like, are
have
you
as much
experiencing
strength
this?
downstairs.
Like, are you experiencing this just as much as I am, or am I like
Yeah.
losing my marbles?
No, I felt it the whole time.
I don't feel anything here.
I don't. No.
It feels peaceful here. There's nothing here.
Mhm.
So that's a nice feeling.
Like I'm not scared here if I have to wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
which I have a few times.
Yeah, I'll wake up and go to the bathroom.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. I just thought, because again because I've never seen anything, I was never really fully aware of what sort of those feelings meant.
Mhm.
The deja vu I understood a bit more, and I still get that now. But I feel like it's something where when I feel the deja vu, I have to stop and focus to like bring the images into focus.
Yeah.
And usually when I get hit by that deja vu feeling now, I'm busy doing something because I'm like there in the place to do something. So
Yeah.
I don't have the time to stand around. It's just like I know I could swear I've been here before. Whereas when I was a kid and I had that feeling, when you're a kid you have all the time in the world, I could stop and go, I wonder what I'm actually feeling, and focus on the images and stuff.
Yeah.
But the unsettling feeling, I did just think I was a bit of a scaredy cat when I was a kid. Because from the age of like 5, I had nightmares every single night until I was about 9. And they weren't just like silly nightmares as well. They were really graphic nightmares. And the super strange thing about them is a lot of them took place in the house.
Yeah.
I had a lot of nightmares where I was in the house. Specifically, I had told you about one of them where I was in the bed. There was that really messed up nightmare, and I know I'm semi going off topic, but I almost feel like it was like the negative energy of the house.
Going off topic. 16 minutes over.
I'm gonna tell one
My
last
mom's
story.
actually left the podcast.
Well, I'm gonna tell one last story for the sake of it, if you don't mind. It's that whole thing where it was like it was almost like nightmare inception or something. And I mean that must, if that came from me, that's very creative for like a 6, 7 year old. But I woke up and several different things happened and I can't remember quite all of them. But basically I would wake up and I'd realise I was in the house alone. I'd look at the time. I had an old VCR that had a digital clock on it. I'd look at the time. It was sometime around like 3 a.m. I don't remember the exact minutes. What I do remember though is so basically I'd go about the house and then something messed up would happen and something I couldn't see would kill me or unalive me.
We've
Sorry,
already said
Twitch.
killed. So.
The very first time it was a knock at the door.
Yeah.
House was totally empty. I was like, why is no one answering the door? So it's like, oh well, maybe they went out. Like maybe my parents went out. I go downstairs and check on it. I looked at the people on the door. Couldn't see anything. Looked at snuck a peek out the window because I felt scared in the dream. Snuck a peek out the window. Couldn't see anything. Opened the door. Stood still for a moment. Nothing out there. I leant out, and then I felt like a sharp pain in my neck and black. And then I wake up in bed, in a sweat, breathing fast, terrified. I look at the time, it was the same time again. And then I can't remember that second one or the third one. It happened 4 times. I can't remember the second and third one, but it happened faster each time. And then I remember the fourth one is I woke up on my side already looking at the digital clock on the VCR rolled onto me back and there was a shadowy figure over me that instantly killed me. That one was terrifying. Then I woke up, looked at the clock on the VCR, and it was the same time, and I curled up into a ball on the bed and sat there for like 2 hours, and nothing happened. Went back to sleep, woke up in the morning, and it was fine. That was terrifying. If that came from my brain, that's insane. I genuinely feel like that was some kind of weird energy in the house.
Yeah, I've had those similar dreams like a few times in my life.
I've had other dreams where I've died in a dream,
Yeah.
but 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like I've had other dreams where I've thought I've woke up and I haven't, but 4 times,
Yeah, I've had a few of those
and that they
where
were
like
all in the
something's
house
killed
as
me.
well.
Something's killed me. Something's killed me. Like
It was just so
it's
vivid though.
creepy.
And I've had other vivid dreams, but again, it was the fact that it was centered around that house.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Well, we're 20 minutes over.
Okay.
So, yeah, we got up off topic, but this is supposed to be spooky season, so hopefully we gave you some spine chills with a little bit of our own experiences. Um, yeah. So, of course, it's the same thing. We're going to post a poll on Facebook about next week's topic. We're going to vote. We want to hear the people speak. Tell us what we're going to talk about. And remember, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can subscribe to us. If you have not subscribed to anybody else on Twitch, you get one free subscriber for your channel. Yeah, so just watch the Facebook poll and vote for your topic next week.
Decide what we talk about.
Yep. So, it's still spooky season, so all of October we're going to be doing spooky podcasts. So, it's going to be super fun. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next week on Friday.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye!